In this video, I'm going to talk about an article written by Elena Cotos entitled Language for Specific Purposes and Corpus-Based Pedagogy. As a well-established domain in applied linguistics, language for specific purposes has two objectives. The first one is to provide a comprehensive understanding of language users' various linguistic needs and purposes, and to provide information on how context-specific language is taught and learned so that learners are able to engage in target social practices successfully. There has been a remarkable transformation in the study of language for specific purposes over the last 30 years. As a result of the research tools and methodologies offered by the field of corpus linguistics. Elena Cotos' article in general provides an overview of how corpora can be used as reference resources to create language for specific purposes materials, to illustrate directly how students can use corpora in contexts where they engage in practical exploration of text as part of data-driven learning. So, what are corpora actually? In general, corpora are defined as large machine-readable compilations of authentic texts. They contain a collection of texts or text extracts that have been put together to be used as a sample of a language or language variety. There are two types of corpora. The first one is general corpora and the second one is specialized corpora. General corpora contain large volumes of text up to hundreds of millions of words, which can be used to investigate specific linguistic phenomena or to provide grammatical and lexical descriptions of a language as a whole. Specialized corpora are typically compiled for a specific project, which can be much smaller. They are intended to describe language use in specific contexts. Specialized corpora represent language characteristics of the registers and genres of the context of interest to the specific purposes of learners. From the two types of corpora, as I mentioned to you before, specialized corpora have close connection to language for specific purposes since LSP practitioners often choose to compile small corpora based on specific instructional needs. Based on some literature that I read, corpora cannot give maximum benefits without the help of concordancing programs or concordancers. Concordancing programs are computer programs that automatically retrieve sorted lists of linguistic data from the corpus, which the users then analyze. Some examples of concordancing programs are micro-concord, mini-concordancer, Wordsmith, Monocom, Congram, Ancon, Word Search, and TextStat. Concordancers can show the synonyms of words, definitions, and their relative frequency in different academic domains. They can identify the grammatical and syntactic patterns of words, shades of meanings, meaningful associated collocates, and constituency variation. They can do phraseological and paradigmatic searches for categories like subject, predicate, and direct object, etc. In general, language for specific purposes corpora play roles in three domains. Those are referencing domain, data-driven exploration domain, and interactive computer-assisted language learning domain. In referencing domain, LSP specialists use corpora to make decisions regarding the design of curricula, course syllabi, teaching materials, classroom tasks, and assessment. Corpora serve as language sources to inform the content of materials and tasks to be used in the classroom and provides language description that closely meets specific learning needs. Concordancers are generally used by LSP specialists to identify the frequency and patterns of certain linguistic features and then apply the results of the identification to their teaching practices. Besides using them to create materials for classroom exercises, LSP specialists also use them as a means of prompting students to think about the meaning of contextual clues and notice collocations and so on. Corpora are excellent resources for grammarians and lexicographers who produce reference books, grammars, and dictionaries. In the data-driven exploration domain, Corpora are used as one of its learning components. Data-driven learning is a method of learning that engages students as independent analysts who investigate authentic language use captured in data corpora. Corpora are used as enhancers of students' linguistic intuition, while their teachers are the mediators. The teachers carefully designate the linguistic aspects to be analyzed by their students and determine the corpora, tools, and progressions of corpus consultations activities. In data-driven learning, students adopt tools and techniques used by corpus linguists. However, they do not carry out the same kinds of analysis as those conducted by linguists. In general, there are three approaches from corpus linguistics that have influenced data-driven learning in the classroom. Those are bottom-up, top-down, and paired. In the bottom-up approach, the starting point for corpus linguistics is bottom-up automatic segmentations of all text in a corpus to identify different types of lexicogrammatical features and examine their patterns. Teachers often encourage students to interpret concordance output by examining frequency lists and concordance lines. Students are also encouraged to read the surrounding context and note specific language choices that represent a functional or cultural meaning by interpreting concordance output. In the top-down approach, the starting point for corpus linguistics is to identify patterns of text organization by employing analytic frameworks of possible discourse units such as moves or communicative goals and constituent steps or rhetorical strategies that accomplish communicative goals. In Language for Specific Purposes class, teachers introduce the moves and steps before referring their students to the text in the corpus. In paired approach, the starting point for corpus linguistics is the combination of bottom-up and top-down approach into a paired approach by establishing links between the lexicogrammatical features and the generic moves of specialized discourse. In Language for Specific Purposes classes, teachers ask students to read entire text to identify prototypical rhetorical principles and selected vocabulary used to convey respective communicative intent, and after that the students consult the corpus to verify whether the selected expressions displayed regular patterns to their teachers. In the computer-assisted language learning domain, corpus-based technologies can create enhanced learning conditions if designed as semi-intelligent or intelligent call systems which are powered by natural language processing. There are several teachers and researchers who have developed innovative interactive reference tools for academic English which illustrate different ways in which corpora can be used to develop more attractive materials by employing the latest technology. There are 4 types of tools that have been developed in this domain so far. The first is interactive reference tools, with internet writing resource for the innovative teaching of English, or iWrite. The second is interactive data-driven learning tools with Mover as the example. The third is interactive feedback tools and intelligent academic discourse evaluator, IADE, as one the best of its kind. The last type of tool is all-in-one corpus-based tool for genre writing pedagogy, such as Research Writing Tutor or RWT. LSP has greatly benefited from corpus-based frameworks of analysis, descriptions of authentic language use, and of course interactive technologies. As the field moves forward, new directions will be charted for corpus-based and computer-assisted LSP. New multimodality humans and computer-annotated corpora, along with corpora annotated by learners, are expected to interact with applied NLP in the context of systems that are capable of exporting powerful language data for specific purposes tailored to the needs of the individual learners. It is also expected that corpus data will be well aligned with pedagogy constructs. Future research needs to fully exploit the potential of corpus and computer networking technologies to construct language learning environments in the light of learning theories and to guide effective implementations of technology-enhanced LSP.